Hey guys, here we go into a quick video. Now this is Alan Joseph here. This is his after. Actually, the video came out a little backwards, but he's been in my program, and the package that I'm selling for $149.99. He was doing this package for about 2 months and got to a level here. He had been barely learning boxing and striking when he had started on my Patreon, and after only a few months, he was there. This was after about a couple weeks of him practicing, and then after about a month of practicing, he was already at this level from the previous screen. So we're just gonna watch this. Excellent control of the bag in that last clip, and this is how far he's come from here. Much better control of the bag, and very little time he's been having massive increases in power and speed and athleticism, in coordination, in body mechanics. Now this is Will Farmer. Here he is, a couple months into practicing. He had been a patron of mine for a little while, and this is one of the first videos he sent in, practicing some of the drills he'd been seeing other people work on. Pretty decent body mechanics. He's okay, a little slow, a little wide. And now here he is, much more confidently drilling this very interesting and similar drills that he's trying to drill here, but with speed, power, athleticism, and much better body mechanics and control over him. You know, really blasting into this bag here, the same bag. Now this is Eric Kabamba. Again, he's been a patron of mine since I started. He's actually in my black belt boxing program, and as you can see, his technique for shadowboxing is fantastic. Now, this is actually him shadowboxing southpaw. He's an orthodox fighter, but he trains so hard, and he fights both sides, orthodox and southpaw. And this is, you know, just him having fun drilling southpaw. And this is a little bit what he looked like when he started. And this is his orthodox shadowboxing here. And again, he's much better orthodox than he is southpaw. And this is here he is today, part of my black belt boxing program, my pendulum boxing drills, my very unique take on teaching boxing. And these are some of the results. Here he is, again, in his southpaw shadowboxing there. And now here we've got Dan. Dan is excellent. Works very hard. Excellent fighter. He had a fight, and this was one of his first matches since, I think this is his first match since training with me. And they gave him kind of a late step-in southpaw opponent, and the guy outweighed him by like 40 pounds, and he kicked this guy's butt. They gave him a draw. The guy wound up catching him with a big shot, I think, in the second round, and they gave him a standing 8 count, and for some reason they let that be the dictating thing for who won the fight, or not really, because they gave him a draw, right? But he was picking him off, controlling him this way, and walking him into counters all night long. If you watch the fight, it's up on my Patreon. It was beautiful. He's controlling the space here, right? Drawing him in, slipping to the front foot. Look at him, controlling him with that lead hand. Hey, what do you think about this, right? Pushing him off his line, feinting him here. And then when he feints him with that jab, the guy says, oh, I'm going to get him. And he draws him right into his trap. And he just kicked this guy's butt. And look at, I talk about it a lot in Patreon. When you have a good active guard and you can move your head off the line and you can slip and feint, people don't know what to do. And they start doing crazy stuff like this. So this guy's trying to control the space. He's trying to find a way to be sneaky because he doesn't know how to stop the lead hand control that he has on him, and the feinting and the probing. He doesn't know how to find an angle to land his punches. And here you can see Dan Hatzar is just picking him off. Oh! Every single time he tries to come in, Dan just obliterated this guy. He just dominated him. And it was beautiful to watch. I'm so glad that he sent it in, controlling him after, getting under the counters. And just beautiful, controlling those lead hands. Oh, finding his offense. Oh, man, just beautiful work. Absolutely beautiful. And he's going to walk him into a big shot any second. Oh, the uppercut there. But just beautiful work here from Dan. Beautiful body mechanics. And a little bit older of a guy and able to learn all of this stuff and perform it against another trained fighter, right? And again, this guy was a last-minute replacement for his southpaw fight. Yeah, just beautiful work. Beautiful work. So anyway, if you're looking to check out the program, The one from 149.99. Mr. Alan Joseph here has been part of this program and been doing very similar drills and working very similar drills as what are in that package, which was the inspiration for that package. So you'll actually be getting more content than he was given on Patreon, and the opportunity to grow even more quickly. As you can see, an excellent student here, going from here to that last clip in the matter of maybe a month or two. But excellent body mechanics, excellent speed and power. And the Black Belt Boxing Pendulum program, if you're looking to check that out, very, very unique drills. This is what my guy here, Will Farmer, is practicing. Not practicing here, but he's in the Black Belt Boxing program for Pendulum Boxing, as well as Eric here, Eric Kabamba. Both of these guys are just killers, as well as Dan Hatzar. Dan Hatzar is also in that program, and you can see he just dominates this guy in the fight. So if you're looking to check either of those out, or if you're interested, if you're a beginner, $149.99 is a killer steal to learn how to throw every punch in boxing, and then how to learn to move forward and backward and throw every punch in boxing in 3 easy steps. And then if you're already an experienced fighter, you're already an experienced coach, or you're already an experienced person in boxing, and you're looking to not just learn how to throw your first punch, but you want to learn to chain multiple punches together with speed and power, accuracy and body mechanics, with a fluidity that will rival Roberto Duran, Marvin Hagler, all the greats. Check it out. It's a little bit more expensive, but I promise you, you will never train boxing in another way again.
I started following Matt a few years back on his YouTube channel. My background's a couple of decades in martial arts, more recently boxing, but I've always been a fan of boxing, watching it since I was 8-year-old. Just instantly from watching Matt's stuff, a lot of light bulb kind of moments going off in terms of what the elite fighters do. So yeah, I was hooked from then, and then obviously his Patreon became available, so straight away I jumped on that, and the last 12 months just made massive improvements in terms of how to set up land punches, control your opponent, and it's still ongoing, still loads to learn, but always there to help and give you drills and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how far I can take it, going off my age as well. But yeah, I can't praise him enough. 100% I think he's the best coach out there, and that includes the professional, well-known coaches that I've seen and listened to. So yeah, 100% recommend anyone to, if you're able to work with him, definitely go for it.
Hi, my name is Will Farmer. I've been working with Matthew Fouts for just over a year, and in that time I've seen my development as a boxer beyond what I thought imaginable in just a year. His knowledge of boxing is just amazing, and he's really helped me understand what I'm trying to accomplish in the ring and how to do that, and he's really helped me grow in a way that I really didn't think was possible in a year. So I can't be more thankful to him. He's done so much for me. The time and effort he puts in is just amazing and worth every penny.
Hi, my name is Alan Joseph. Most people call me Joe. I haven't been boxing very long. In the 2 months since I've returned to training, I've had drastic increases in power, in conditioning, in my understanding, both mentally and demonstrably, of positioning, of punches, of boxing theory, and of all my favorite fighters and what they were trying to accomplish in the ring and what led them to that. And the reason for that is because of my coach, the modern day Cuz the Model, RIP Cuz, Matthew Fouts. I don't know what's in this guy's cereal. What kind of brain steroids this guy uses, you know what I mean? But I mean, it's like nootropics, right? But I mean, it's like this dude is like cracked the code on martial arts. I've been in martial arts my whole life, you know, regardless of my boxing experience specifically. And, you know, I would have died without figuring any of this out. And it ate away at me every day, which is part of why I stopped training. You know, I used to train hours and hours a day religiously, you know what I mean? Trying to figure out, you know, tidbits of information to add to, you know what I mean? I mean, I consider myself a smart guy, but I've never been able to figure out almost any of the stuff that, you know, he's made commonplace in the last few years. You know what I mean? He's made ubiquitous in martial arts, you know, in the lexicon of martial art, you know? And so it's like, Matthew Fouts is one of the most important things, you know, one of the most important people in my life. And his theory is one of the most important things I've ever discovered. And if you're interested in boxing, if you're interested in being a boxer, and not just being a boxer, but, you know, this theory applies to MMA, the deeper aspects of the theory apply to all combat sports, and in some ways they apply to life, you know. And I would personally recommend to anyone who wants to go further in the sport of boxing at any level to check out his material and see for yourself what's, you know, what the hoopla is about. I mean, the guy is having his information, his content stolen by, you know, all kinds of coaches, you know, all throughout the, you know, the martial arts world, right? You know, the boxing world, you know, things that he's said and only him are being said by people who have no connection to him, you know? Like, I mean, it's just insane. Fouts boxing theory is the most comprehensive boxing theory, to my knowledge, in the history of boxing. You know what I mean? Especially when you talk about overarching theories and not just like, you know, things that are just, you know, applicable to this situation or that situation, right? But when you talk about an overarching theory of boxing with, you know, little to maybe even no holes of, like, you know, like, I've yet to see anyone even come up with a legitimate assertion against anything he said about boxing. You know what I mean? I mean, it's insane. But yeah, Fouts boxing theory has changed my life, and I think it'll change anyone else's who is interested in combat sports. So thank you for listening.